Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Welcome guys. Let's move on to the next heresy. This one is Nestorianism. So just to recap, remember one of the persons of the Trinity, the Son, took on a human nature. So the argument is on what is that nature? What is the nature of that nature that he took on? Okay, is he a human? Is he fully human or not? The church, they want to assume that he's fully human. Okay, so now this is now the question: what makes you a human person? You say, see, I'm a human person. You are a human person. Everyone is a human person. Okay, so now what makes us human persons? Most people will say, see, is your body and your soul. Your body and your soul, and more fundamentally your soul. Because if your body dies, you're still a human person. Okay, it doesn't mean you are not human anymore because you are dead. You are still a human person. Okay, when your body is reunited with your soul, then you're still the same. Okay, so to me, the soul is more fundamental, and that's why the soul is actually critical in this discussion. That's why the Apollinarian that we discussed earlier, they denied that he had a soul, because they know the implication of having a soul. If you have a human soul, you're a human person. Okay, so now this Nestorian is also one of the church fathers. Okay, church bishops or leaders. He's not just a normal random guy in the streets, guys. These guys, they are good people, and they know what they're doing. This is how will I say this? To me, when you start speculating about stuff, this is what happens. And then the one that has the most power, which is the church, they will remove anybody that comes up with an idea, even if they are right. The church, the majority rules. Okay, so now this Nestorius in 451 AD, yeah. So him is also in the 4th century, all of them at the same time, or towards the 5th century. So he holds the position that, see, the divine person taking on a human nature, that human nature is a human person. See this position? He says he's a human person. Why is he a human person? Because he has a human body and a human soul. Therefore, he has to be a human person. That's his position. So you cannot say he's not a human person. If you say he's not a human person, they even go further than, see, if you say he's not a human person, then how can he save us that we're humans? We are human persons. You bring somebody that is not a human person, how can he redeem us? So they are trying to save the atonement issue here. That's it. If you want to really believe in the atonement, and it's a fully human that has to save us, this fully human needs to be a human person. Why? You see, it even makes sense to me. This Nestorian idea, to me, is much more, it makes more sense and removes ambiguity so that we know what we're talking about here. Because then they just go straight for it. See, there's the divine person that cannot die, and then you have a human person that can die. A human person, body and soul. Everybody agree he has body and soul, except the last heretics that we discussed. A human and a human body and a human soul. A fully man. How can somebody be fully man and he's not a fully human person? And that's what we'll discuss later on. So they said this. Guess what the church did? Anathema. They anathematized them. They class them as heretics because they want to hold the view that there's only one person in Christ. And they have reasons for doing this too, because they want to believe. Because if you say there are two persons now, then you have two sons. Then you have two everything. They don't want to have multiple sons, because in the Bible it only talks about one son and one all of this. They don't want to have this complication of two persons, two sons, and we don't even know which one is talking now, you know. So they class them as heretics because these guys are being logical. They are being straightforward. I see. If we really want to hold on that he's a fully human, then he has to be a fully human person. The church said no, he's not a human person. He's just a human nature. How? How can a human nature have a body and a soul, and he's just like us? Except if he's not like us, because we are fully human persons. Can you see? So this is the heresy of Nestorianism. This Nestorianism, they hold on that there are two persons in Christ, and we have two natures and two persons. So that is the heresy of Nestorianism. And then the next one we're going to discuss is the main church position. So inshallah. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.